Hi everybody, welcome to another video. Figured as long as I had the setup going, I would do a short video on demons, because that topic has been coming up quite a bit, and there seems to be a lot of fear among people about what demons are and how they impact themselves. So I wanted to kind of cover what it is I've experienced myself and what I know information-wise in reference to demons, and maybe it'll help to pacify some of your fears and help some of you to get over those and continue on your journey on a little bit better road. If you look back in the history, most all religions or all cults have the idea and the concept of demons, some sort of evil entity that is coming down to harass you, to bother you, to take over your body, is going to scare you, and that's what religions have a tendency to do, is to, and they use that through fear. They use the fear program that demons and evil entities are going to come in and take over your body at any time. They're going to drive you crazy and tempt you and all those little things. Just think about in the idea of Christianity, well, what are the demons? Well, the demons weren't really mentioned before you have the concept of Lucifer falling down to earth, was that becoming Satan, and a third of the angels that came with him. Remember the other video that one third of the angels represent something else, but the fallen angels would essentially be the representation of the demons that are talked about in the Bible, because that's who came down. You know, the demons didn't exist before that happened. So your demon entities that, from the religious perspective, would actually be fallen angels. So demons, we all have demons, not in the sense that you think. The demons are representations of aspects of ourselves. They're not separate outside entities that exist running around simply for the purpose of harassing us and bothering us. That's not what it represents. The demons represent us. They're an aspect of ourselves. It's showing us that we have fears, that we have issues that we have to deal with. And because we end up seeing these demonic entities, and they call them, figure they're demonic because of the way they look, because you end up seeing those, and then you immediately have a fear, those entities continue to exist. And there was a lady that I used to talk to quite a bit a couple of years ago, and she was telling me about some of her experiences in seeing these entities that she called demonic entities, and she wanted to know what my opinion was. And I told her at the time that these demonic entities represent her. They are an aspect of her, showing her that she still has fear, and for whatever reason, whatever thing it may be. And of course, at the time, because she was still buying into the basic default programming that we have in the religious training, that she didn't accept that idea. And it probably took a year, and we talked off and on during that time, but it probably took a good year before one of the times we were talking, and she was telling me that she had seen some more, and that she had finally come to the conclusion and realized that the demons that she was seeing were actually an aspect of her. So she faced them, essentially asked them, is that all you have? She was facing down her fears, facing down her demons. It looked at her, smiled, and left, and she never had a problem again after that. I know there are people out there that tell me they see them and they're frightening and so on, and there may be some people who are empathetic to the point to where they are seeing others' fears represented as demonic entities. But I tell you, but they are not real. It's not going to affect them because it's not theirs. But yes, we do have demons, but they are there to help us to recognize that we still have fear, that we still have issues that we need to deal with. So do not worry about the concept of them coming in and taking over your body. Now, I'm not saying you're not going to be tempted, you're not going to be maybe pushed in different directions, but remember, those are aspects of yourself. That is you. That is your ego that is doing that. It's not these demonic entities. They're simply a representation. As I've talked about in other videos, the reality around us is a allegoric, holographic representation of a vibration. So when you're seeing things like demons, you're seeing fear, a representation of fear from yourself. So my suggestion to you is that if you are seeing these things and that you are having that fear, particularly if you come from a religious background, you're going to be more inclined to see them because you've already got that built-in fear program going inside of you and you haven't overcome that yet. So if you are getting to where you're starting to find demons, and it can be in other people. It can be the demonic looking entities you're talking about, but oftentimes it's in other people and how they're acting and treating you at the time. They are representations. It's an aspect of you. There's something in you that you need to deal with in order to, I guess you could say, defeat that demon. But as long as you're dealing with it and facing it, you're overcoming that problem, whatever that issue is. And once you do that, that entity will disappear. Your demons will go away in that sense. It doesn't mean you're not going to have more of them over time, and you will. It's simply part of what our journey is here. But get past the idea of being fearful of them, because the longer you're afraid of them, meaning that you're avoiding dealing with whatever the issue is you need to deal with, they're going to keep appearing and they're going to become more intense. I talk a little bit about that in the idea of the aspect exchange video that I did, aspect part 1 and part 2, talking about the idea of demon possessions. And as I said, that doesn't happen. They're not going to come in and take you over. It's an aspect of you. Nothing can come into you that is not an aspect of you. If you feel that you are being taken over by some sort of a demonic entity, that is you. That is your own fear program running rampant and taking you over. Get your shit together. Start controlling your fears, dealing with those issues, dealing with those fears, facing them. And these entities are going to go away. And once you start doing that, your life is going to change, will change dramatically if you have all these issues and problems, and you'll be able to get past your fears. So anyway, thank you very much. Talk to you later.